I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Okay. Got a cure and wash station that needs some repair jobbers. Let's see if I can pull this out enough to show you what the issue is. Well, it's pretty simple. This is the limit switch in this little thing. That's a little limit switch. So when the door closes, it's supposed to hit the switch. Unfortunately, it doesn't compress it enough to actually lock it. So I think I need to reprint some parts. I'm going to see if I can find the files to reprint these parts and then put it all back together again. And hopefully it'll work. It works okay. I don't think it cleans the best. It's got a lot of 3D printed parts, which is kind of neat. This is 3D printed down here. Yeah. A bunch of metal and stuff. And the UV lights are here and up on this section up here, which is pretty cool. It's got a light sensor here, so it knows stuff. Other than that, it's really basic and really expensive for what it is. Like, it's really expensive for what it is. And it's really messy because, like, you put your print here to dry, right? It's got a heater and everything to put it here to dry and to get UV cured. But all the stuff drips down underneath it. So there's a bunch of gunk and dried resin and stuff on this plate here. And the only way to open it is to pop 3 screws off, and it'll take this whole thing off. And then if you don't put it back at the right height, it'll spin and rub against it because it's not very level. So it's not my favorite thing that they've ever made. And for the price, it's a little, yeah. What brand? It's the Prusa one. This is the Prusa Cure and Wash station, man. See? Prusa. So, and it's pretty simple. There's just like Arduino board that powers everything into there. I wish I could unplug everything without making this a complete disaster. But they didn't make it so you can just like pull this thing completely out and mess with it. So, ooh, yeah, see? Just a board and a bunch of wires. And they kind of get in the way. Like, when I first got this thing to beta test it, these cords were all in that motor. This thermistor just kind of sits here in open. Like, this is what the temperature reading is from. Like, it just sits here like, hey, I'm a thermistor. So, not my favorite design. But LCD screen. It's got proper termination. They put ferrules on their connectors, which is awesome. Silicone covers on all those. It's got fuses, 7.5 and a 3-volt fuse. Look at that, it's so fancy. Yeah, this fan is no, not this fan. Fan back here, you can't see it, is a replacement I bought because the fan that they included was broken. It wouldn't even start, and it would overheat. So, yep, Prusa Cure and Wash 1. So we're gonna try to get this thing fixed. It needs some love. Some love. Mostly this limit switch doesn't trigger when the door closes, so it won't start. Won't even turn on. Let's see. Is it borked? No, just this limit switch doesn't work. That's really the only issue, is this limit switch doesn't work. Oh, it's a pain in the butt to take apart. It really is. They also use an Astracin. It's got a, to keep the motor quiet, because they don't have silent steppers on here. They have the old, it's hard to show. Yeah, again, it's just really hard to show anything because there's no room to move stuff. Well, I guess if I disconnect this one giant plug, that might be easier. Oh, there's a bunch more room. Yeah, it's got a It's got one of those motor dampeners there. Of course, that's flexing. And there's a bunch of resin everywhere because it's not sealed. So when you're drying things, resin can get in all kinds of places. So that's always fun. Here's that thermistor. It just sits here. Used to be someplace to like hang this, man. Okay, so let's see if I can find parts for this. Does Prusa have parts for this on their Prusa3D.com? And support and nope, 3D models. Original Prusa printable parts. Let's see. Oh, they do. All right. I am downloading the CW1 parts. I'm so fancy. XSplit, screen capture. See? Just downloaded the parts right from their website. They have all their parts for the thing. Now, I hope they have, I don't know if they have all the parts because this is one of the few internal 3D printed parts. So hopefully they have this limit switch doohickey. I'll print that. I mean, it's just a tiny 2-piece print. Because for me, it looks like it's just too thick. So since it's too thick, the button can't be depressed at the point where it makes the clicky sound. So CW fix, yeah, pretty much. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the downloads. Downloads. And there it is. And extract all. Extract. And let's see here. Ooh, button holder. All right, let's take a look. Let's open up some Idea Maker. See if this is what I'm looking for. That is not a button holder. I don't know what that is. There it is. That's what I want. I want this overcheck. Let's see. That can't be the way it prints. And lay flat, and we'll use that triangle and apply. And rotate. And why did I do that? Reset and oh, okay. Thank you, reset, free cut, not free cut. And lay flat and boom and apply and rotate and there we go. Done. I will reprint these parts in PLA. Why not? See, my issue is too thick in here. So it's so thick that I can't reach. So let's see if reprinting it will help because they over extruded it a lot. So let's start slicing, and I don't think it matters what printer I use. The only printer that doesn't have a print sitting on it is the Zerabo. So SKR Zerabo, PLA, and infill. We will disable this and we'll pick 20% infill. Save. Slice. Export. And SKR PLA underscore CW1 sensor, not sensor, and stop holder. Done. And server 2. And Zerabo. And random prints. And upload. And stop holder. Open. 35 minutes. Print. All right. Yeah, it is annoying that it rotates it. I don't know why. Okay. So while I wait for that, I will, I think, clean this thing up a bit. I brought a spray bottle. I've got paper towels. Waiting for a new fireplace. Okay. Really got to figure out where I can stick this thermistor. Like, this is such a long, annoying cord for no reason. Like, I don't even know where it's supposed to be at. Like, should it be at the bottom? Should it be up here? Because it gets warm, so it measures the internal temperature for when you're drying the print. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's resin on the lid. No, there's not. Now the fun part. The insides. Why are the cords so short? It's like, man, you think that it would be nicer to make it so the cords are long enough so you can pull the guts out and clean it. Yeah, Fire Edition. I just love that I can order one right now and have it in a week from 3D Printing Universe. Like, how does that make any sense? They haven't even fulfilled their Kickstarters, yet I can order. Yeah, I can order one right now. Just making sure that's gonna go. Ew. There's grossness on it. Most of it's on this spinny thing. So much resin guts. This thing comes fully assembled when you get it. So Prusa doesn't have a build guide for me to go through to get it all assembled. Oof. That was a lot of resin gut. So let's see if I can show you what's going on with this that I need to fix on it. Won't be easy. So back here's a little hole. When this door closes, that hole right here gets pressed, and it's supposed to depress this limit switch. Mic is low. Yeah, mic is low. Maybe turn up your volume. Is this mic on? Yeah, my mic is on. You guys and you're not turning up your volume. What's up, Chris Travis? Let's see here. Mic is low. Program files, and what's the name of that program? Equalizer and config txt and Is that better? So yeah, door closes, presses in that hole to depress this limit switch. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. But it doesn't press the limit switch, like it won't click. It's just shy, and I think this part's too thick. There is a new part now. I guess I could like sand it down, maybe make it a little thinner. But I'm going to reprint it and see if that one works better. It's pretty easy to find out. Pretty easy to find out. So many sharp areas to like stab your wires into when you're assembling this thing. Let's see. Let's unscrew this fan so I can get more access to this thing. Uh-oh. Don't get sick, Mr. Chris. So this is the heater element. And this is that fan I bought because the other fan was broken. So this is a Mechatronics fan. So that's the power cord to that LED light, power cord to that LED light, power cord to that LED light. And this is an infrared sensor to make sure it's dark in there. Huh. Yeah. So that's how it works. 1, 2, 3, 4 power connectors for each LED area because there's 2 LEDs strips here. And then the arms have LED strips. This is your your LED sensor. So make sure it's dark inside there. And then over here is where the limit switch would go. So, all right. Where did I drop that other screw? Ah, there it is. Don't want to lose any of these screws. I don't have replacements. No, Chris Travis, that's sadness. Man, there needs to be spots where you can like tie the cables into. That'd be so nice. Just these random just like hanging out wires scare me a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Can't remove the motor unless I remove more bits. I'm going to do it anyway. Let's remove more bits. Man, what's going on with everybody? Zolan's dog, Chris's friend. Tripod's getting a on fire printer. All right, where's the container of the other screws for this thing? Ah, here it is. It's already got some, that's how all the resin collects while it's spinning underneath. Bunch of magnets with resin on it. Gonna take apart this thing. Give it a good cleaning. Once this motor pops off, it should be 2 pieces now. Yeah, see, it's got the motor dampener. No! No, Chris, don't start dropping screws on the ground. That's bad. That's very bad. I know has replacements for any of these. Let me go see if I can find that screw I just dropped. Oh boy. Oh boy, Chris. Going underneath the table. Is this it? Are you the screw that I dropped? Yeah, nope, that's not it. Huh. It could be almost anywhere down here. Anywhere. It's like an adventure. I don't normally crawl underneath my desk looking for parts. It's not under that. Okay. Well, lucky I just cleaned down here, so I mean I can actually look around and see if I can find it. Hi, chat. Magnets. Yeah. Well, I don't see it. It could have bounced anywhere on this concrete floor. That's fun. But this should now be its own piece. Yay! Yeah, see how the resin collects. Ooh, block my face. See how the resin collects underneath. Things I don't like about the cure station. That's one of them. It gets messy. What's up, Mr. Tristan? Don't fall to Wonderland. As long as it isn't Wonderland Ranch. It just makes it lighter. Oof, so much caked on resin. That might not clean up. What did you miss? I lost a screw. It's still lost somewhere down there. Okay. So now it might even be easier to show you what's going on here. So let me get my face out of the shot here. So back here, right there is a little hole. You can see that there's a hole there. That's where the limit switch goes. This little spike here, there's a little tab. You can kind of see that tab back in there. That tab depresses the switch, which would be right here. So this switch will be back here. Unfortunately, with the housing that it has, so when it's in this housing, it don't click. Now that I'm confined in my basement for the next 10 days. That's what happens when they are loose, Chris. Yeah, that's what happens when they're loose. What's up, Devin? So yeah, that's your lesson on how this thing works. So hopefully I can fix that switch with the new print. I'm going to continue scrub-a-dub-a-dubbing. Because there's resin on everything. Again, I don't like how this is designed. Not sealed. So it just drips on everything, gets gross. As cool as that's 3D printed. Taking this thing apart a few times. Pissable resin. I wonder if piss would be a good cleaner for resin, because it is made of ammonia. And the magnets are also, focus, covered in resin. Residue. The aluminum cleans off easy. These little pot metal things, they sure don't want to clean. Okay. Let's see, this is a standard LDO 1.8 degree. Yep, standard 1.8 degree motor. Okay, going back to find that screw. Pick up the garbage can, not under there. Pick up this box, not behind there. Behind my tools, nope. And that, nope. I found a spider, step on it, crush it, put it out of its misery. Okay, it's not underneath my glove box. Haha, my glove box, get it? Okay. Okay. So it's not on this side. Let me roll my little shelf out of the way here. Do I have a flashlight? What's up, Rosie? Let's see here. Wait. What's that screw? What is that thing? Found it. I got way down under there. There's a Kona toy down here. Okay. We are back in action. Chris found the thing that he needed. Whew. All right. It's already halfway done. Printing it in PLA. Nothing special. Just got to hold the dang limit switch. So I guess I'll set this down gently over here, and we can look at the innards. So again, this is the drying heater mechanism. This is my fan. This is a Mechatronics fan. So don't think they add Mechatronic fans to their systems. My fan came broken. 2 of the fins were busted when I got mine. But that is the heater element. So it's a little heater with fins, and the fan blows very slowly and pushes hot air into the chamber to dry your print. Kind of cool. And then inside of here, we've got the board that controls everything, a fan to exhaust air, another fan to exhaust air up here, a little fan exhaust, whee! A thermistor to measure the inside temperature, a power plug, and this is a special board. It's not just a regular Arduino. You know what? It does have a TMC driver on it. What TMC driver is that? Let's see how fancy they are. Just a 2130 to power the rotation of the dryer thingy. Oh yeah, there's a plug in there. Better believe there's a plug in there. There's an LDO 2004 display. An LDO motor. Boy, this thermistor just bothers me that it's just sitting here. But yeah, that's your Cure and Wash station. It's just a big box with some components in it. My honest opinion is for the price, it's not that good. It has many faults. I don't know if they've improved it at all. But not a fan of the open grating so all the resin can slime up underneath and get on everything. Any wizards? I think I'll shave. No, don't shave. Let it grow. You could be a Chris. You too can be a Chris. Same magnets Prusa uses in their heat beds. Yee. So now I must wait for the printed parts and I can then test the door. Because I have this limit switch. Where's this limit switch plugged into? It's plugged in right there. There we go. That'll make it easier for me to test. That'll make it easier for me to test. Let's see here. And this bad boy, and they connect. And some sort of screw holds it together, which should be in this container. If not, we don't need more Chris's. Yes, we do. Maybe make a holder for the thermistor. Yeah, I got a piece of tape. I can tape it to something. Pretty easy to take a piece of gaff tape or something, stick it to the inside. Because I honestly have no idea where it's supposed to go. Like, does it stay in the bottom? Does it go in the middle up here? Does it press against one side or the other? Like, you know, you'd think there'd be a spot for it. Yeah, let me take a look. See if I can see any spots for it to attach to. Nada. Nada. Nope. But it is nice and clean in there now. Ow! That's sharp. Looks like there's like 10 minutes left on that print. All the Chris's, all the single Chris's. Do. Could use it as a cool steering wheel for a video game. It's funny as this thing is printed so poorly, like you can't even close it on itself, which is why I think it's like designed incorrectly. Like this limit switch container is, the Prusa likes to over extrude their parts. It makes them a little bit stronger, but in that same sense also makes things not fit as snugly, or fit too snugly. And like when I try to squeeze these two together, they stay together. But when I have the limit switch in there, one half likes to lean up. So it's almost as if one side is too thick. We shall find out. The good news is it is a newer part. The parts over here don't have a today's Friday. Yeah, the parts I printed had R1 labeled on it, which means it might have been the final revision while this was still the beta adapter. And mine will not be over extruded. Mine will be correctly extruded. You like to be different. You should grow a beard mustache combo, just like the little goatee. You could be Evil Bob. Boy, that's one heck of a little heater assembly. It's got little ceramics in there. Yep, little ceramics, some heat fins to do all the fanciness. Huh. Interesting. It moves a lot, though. This container that holds it does not hold the heating element snugly. Yeah, welcome to the Blue People Club. Evil Bob spells it Bob. That is correct. Hey, look at that. I can now wheel all the way back to my printer without running into something. Wow, that print looks so much better than the print that is there initially. It has a total of 13 layers to go. Now it's 12 layers. Doppity doo dabba da. By the way, if anyone wants to join, there is the link in the chat. So it's a very strong motor dampener. I like that they did that. That's cool. As clean as that's gonna get. There's all the parts to put it back together again. And a bunch of spinners. Because I have a stirring system. I drop one of these bad boys into my resin. Boop. And then I put on those medical spinners and hit the button and it spins a thing and mixes the resin. It works okay. If you have too thick of a container, it don't spin so good. All right, print should be about done. There it is. Ugh. Wow, that looks so nice. Okay, let's see if that holds the part any better. Oh yeah, it goes like this. That looks to protrude a bit more than the original, and it does seal correctly. So where's my lid? Let's see if the button gets depressed. Ooh, I wouldn't do that, monkey. That sounds dangerous. Will it depress the button? Nope, still does not depress it fully. Okay, let me put a screw back here and see if I can get it to hold in place. So M36. See if that will work. It should. But I don't think it's an M3 screw. This looks to be an M2.5. Nope, it is M3. Cool. See if by tightening it down, will it work better? What's up, monkey?
Yeah, you just seem so bored and lonely. I thought, oh, I'll come hang out with Chris.
Heck yeah.
Since he's all depressed with his button.
Yeah.
Another printer.
Yay, it's depressing now. Now that I've tightened it down fully, it's working. So this should work now.
Ball it in your hand, it wasn't depressing enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably just moving at that 1/8 of a millimeter that it needed.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot lower. Like this old one, it's designed completely different than the original one that was in there. So.
Well, that's a beta unit, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
But they didn't change anything from production besides a few printed parts. Everything else is the same.
Right, but that printed part is clearly the change that needed to be done because not all the doors were getting closed properly.
Correct.
Or at least registering that they were closed properly.
Everything looks correct now. And let me get the power brick for this thing. Can I reach it? Nope.
But I'm curious what board is in this thing. Let's find out. Do you have the power now, Chris?
I have power now.
The power of Grayskull?
The power of Grayskull.
Or is yours the power of Bald Skull?
Settings. Information. Okay. Let's turn this thing off. All right, thermistor. Where the hell do I want to put you that's like safe? Like, that's what I'm mostly worried about because it's just a loose wire. It's just dangling
Just a
about.
dangling, eh?
Yeah. Just a dingle dangling.
Cool.
So what's Monkey up to today?
Crawling on the floor right now.
It's good for you.
Yeah, not really. I've got a few more printers to finish up. And then those are all done. And once those are done, then I can
Do the next thing.
do the next thing. There's a cool something coming eventually, but I don't know when, so we'll wait on that.
Never.
And I was going to start a 5-day MMU print, but there's some thunderstorm activity. So I thought, well, I'll wait a few days.
Let the Thundercats do it. Thundercats
Can't hurt.
love thunder. Okay, Chris needs to find the proper screwdriver.
Holy banana pants. This is quite involved.
Normal. Okay. Oh, he's got the pallet. He hasn't got that mum hooked up yet.
Printer's still good. It's just a little dented. It's still good. It's still good.
Just a little dented. I have made my own facial expression built into this side of this panel.
Yeah, I got to get that Moo built. To say I have a list of projects is an understatement.
Yep, that's why I'm working on these projects right now. This is my list of shit to do. My list of shit to do. Do. Dee-da.
I figure one of these days I'm going to run across one of these units that has a bad power or a bad motherboard. So I should figure out how to take it apart now.
No, don't do it.
So I am.
No, that's scary.
Nailed it.
Did you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that fancy little MOSFET in there. Oh, so cute. What is this? GT 2560 version 4. Ooh.
Okay.
E0, E1, E2. Oh, okay. This is the same board. So they're using the same board for the A10s, the A10Ms, and the A10Ps.
Yeah. Saves money, bro.
Yeah, well, exactly. You just load up the steppers and the firmware as needed. And it also has additional heater outputs. Ooh. Well, yeah, I guess it would need additional thermistor outputs, right? Although they're not even using HE0, HE1, or HE2 because it's all integrated into the... Well, isn't that just a fancy?
So they get you.
Fancy. Yep. Whatever. Good enough for me. I know how to take it apart. I don't like how to get to the board, so I don't ever have to want it. I don't ever want to do this again.
Yeah, just like this CW1, they don't make it easy to open up for no reason. Like, it's assembled. Don't disassemble it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, there's the other screw I'm looking for. I was like, where the heck is that screw I just found? I swear I found him. Alright, motor is attached.
I would like to get, I think, the Anycubic wash and cure station.
I still think there's room for improvement in all of the different wash and cure stations.
Yeah, I'm sure. Especially when you start getting into the fact that it's, it's just a spinning disc in a container.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's keep screwing. Let's keep screwing.
However, like, for whatever crap anybody wants to give Prusa, Chris, at least they released their resin product and they released their resin cleaning product. They did not, they didn't say, oh, here's a resin product. Have fun cleaning it, suckers.
Yeah. Well, they made it it's more for professionals. It's not like I don't consider this a consumer.
No, I mean, Formlabs has Formlabs has got a setup as well, right? They've got their wash and cure station for their Formlab stuff and everything. And it's rather pricey, but again, it's Formlab. It's a prosumer level product.
Correct.
However, I think that, like, you look at some of these other companies that have, Elegoo and even Creality and Anycubic and whoever else has got a resin system out there right now, the cleaning and processing of it is an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
And a not very safe afterthought at that sometimes. So it's nice to see that with,
it depresses.
When they released the SL1, they said you can buy an SL1, you can clean it however you want, or you can buy a CW1 and clean it that way too.
Yeah, I think my only issue with the CW1 is it looks like an afterthought, like based on the design and like how it does all the stuff it's supposed to do, and like the quality of the SL1 is ridiculous. The quality of this, not so good. Like, things are crooked. Things like mine was very broken, and I've seen many other people who've had issues with theirs as well, where it's just like they get it and it is broken.
Yeah, go have fun. It is 3D printed because it was missing a piece for the game, so Daddy used his technology to make a new one.
Technology. Tristan, you don't want to put IPA in an ultrasonic cleaner. You want to put the print in an ultrasonic in a IPA in a baggie, and then put distilled water in the ultrasonic cleaner, because the ultrasonic cleaner will cause the IPA to make lots and lots of fancy fumes that are very, very, very flammable. Unless
you use your IPA in your ultrasonic as an additive with other cleaning products. Like if you have a base cleaner with water and then you're putting in like 10% IPA, because then you're not dealing with the flames or whatever. But yeah, don't just put IPA in an ultrasonic. You will have a fire maker.
Fire starter.
Twisted fire starter. Because it's not the liquid you got to worry about; it's the fumes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how IPA and water work. Like, I don't know if
it dilutes it, right?
Yeah, it just dilutes it, and the more diluted the IPA gets, the worse it cleans.
Right, which is why I'm saying, I'm sure you saw, like, Joel did that video not too long ago with that company that does a lot of resin printing, and they use their own. Like they got like a blend of like a detergent and water and IPA and a bunch of stuff they're putting in their ultrasonics. But again, the IPA. I don't even know what, unless that's just making it so that when you pull it out of the liquid, it has a little bit more to it that can help flash off a little quicker, so it dries faster. Otherwise, there's not much benefit to diluting your IPA down.
Yeah. I really like the Resin Away from Monicure. I think that's been my favorite cleaner.
Okay.
But it's expensive as shit. But you can use it a lot. Like,
right.
It's ridiculous how many times you can reuse it compared to IPA.
All right. This one is missing.
That is correct, Bob Carnes.
Filament runout sensor, and I need to replace the hot end.
Do they send you all the spare parts and things?
What I do is I put together a list of what's needed, and then they just do a drop ship from China. Comes in like 3 days. Because I've got one in the garage that needs a new extruder assembly because the idler arm is busted. So they don't send it just the one part, right? They'll send the whole assembly because it's just easier, and that's how they have it set up. This one needed. This was the one that had that cross-threaded nozzle. That lovely guy from the other night.
Nice.
That somebody cross-threaded in real. Oh, geez, come on, focus. Whatever. That's all aluminum at the top. It cross-threaded the block. I had a spare extruder or a spare hot end from one of the other repairs, so I just used it. They sent me one by accident. I didn't ask for that. What I love is this. I don't know if you.
Nice.
Remote squeeze head.
I think the issue with that Logic, Tristan, is resin is extremely sticky. Like, you can ultrasonic the shit out of it, but unless you have some sort of detergent that wants to break down, you're going to get, like, this white crust in your crevices and stuff, because it doesn't want to clean it that well.
No, that's what I found myself, even with trying to clean up just the IPA and just, like, in the buckets, like, if you're just sloshing it around, you really need to get in there and brush it.
Yeah.
That water washable stuff's nice, but you do lose detail with water washable. That's the downside.
Well, I now have a working wash and cure station for things I'd never. I don't do resin printing. What's up, Henry Lynn?
I'm going to do resin printing soon. I need a washing station.
Come to America. I have one.
Yeah, I was going to say 3,000 of your American dollars, and it's yours.
I thought it was 3,000 of your Canadian dollars.
I don't know. Everything's expensive these days.
Okay.
So is my dignity.
Come on, power core. There we go. All right. I have now fixed the Prusa CW. I mean, it looks really nice.
It is nice. Now, it would have been. How does it match the aesthetic of the SO1 much, or?
The metal parts are exactly the same, but it's got an orange shield, and you can't have an orange shield for UV
No, you
light.
can't. You need that.
It is black.
Yeah.
It is completely opaque.
Well,
this isn't
good
even
in
a
that.
printer. This is a cleaning station.
Yeah.
David Randolph. Hey, it's Red Light from the Crane and Henry Lynn.
Hey, be careful. Mr. Randolph's going to take away your Jesse card.
Yeah. I need more Jesse.
Don't start with me.
All right. So we now have fixed. Oh, I lost one of my magnets underneath here. Okay. Anything else?
This is my new favorite trick though with these, because I print the calibration
Doggies.
item. Well, it's whatever's on the SD card, right? It's their G-Tech base print.
Mhm.
You don't want them, so I stick them in the box with the printer. I think
Like, hey.
every printer manufacturer should do that. If you run the printer as if you build it first and then you test it, just put the test model in the printer so that people can see that it printed that.
A lot of brands used to do that. Monoprice used to include their little butterfly, like right on the build plate, and you had to remove it off the build plate.
Maybe not right on the build plate, but you know what I mean. It'd be nice. It's nice just to see, this worked as advertised first time kind of thing.
All right.
Or like make your test model a printed part for the printer, and it's just sitting there on the build plate for you still. I don't know. Printed liquid, yes. And everything is more expensive in Canada, if it's even available. Unfortunately, Jesse PLA is not available in Canada. And that makes me sad. Oh, Chris is getting a bag of something out. I wonder if it's resin. Is he actually going to resin print? That'll be something. That's not resin at all. That's a beaker of Gatorade.
Hello.
So just a beaker of Gatorade then.
Beaker water. And that's how I used to clean my prints.
Fancy science. Yeah.
Yep. Even has a heater in it, so I can heat up the water.
That's really the part that gets me with those ultrasonic cleaners. Is not only are you ultrasonically buzzing IPA, it's heated IPA.
Yeah. Well, again, I used the resin away from Monicure. Yeah.
So living in the Midwest,
But
I
I have a huge one. And then I was going to 3D print a cage for it to drop into it so I can put the parts in there and just let it. And it's so much cheaper than a washing cure station. Well, it's only the wash part.
Right. I got the sun for the cure. I have a curing oven.
And you can really get the agitation up. That's at half power.
What's that thing called?
It's an IntLab magnetic stirrer. Yeah, they're just magnetic stirrers. You can get heated and non-heated magnetic stirrers from Amazon or medical supply shops.
Huh. The IntLab magnetic stirrer
Mm-hmm.
is currently $38 on Amazon. Be delivered tomorrow.
Yep, it's the glass beakers that are my favorite part. Like I've got a whole collection of glass beakers because when I did all my film development, I just have like giant glass beakers.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's the tricky part too. Then you got to buy.
Yep.
But it doesn't
Try the
come with
stirrers.
the thing. Oh, and it has one little pill?
Yeah, that's all you need. I'm using the pill it came with. That's what's in there right now.
They sell more pills for
Cheap.
$11 for a set of 7 different sizes.
Yeah. So this is the one that comes with. The fancy ones have a little
Rib on them?
Little rib on them.
That helps keep it off the bottom.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's louder.
Well, that just looks like fun, though.
It is. When you want to clean and agitate film and stuff. Yep.
Oh, and it looks like this one's like somebody, like the picture on the website showing like a 3-liter beaker on there. Just a big honker.
Yeah, you can put huge beakers on here. And if you get the heated ones, they're even nicer just because you can heat up your solution. But like when I do the water cleaning, I have another one over there with just water. So I'll have one with the resin away and then one with water. And I'll just... The only thing you need to do is design a small piece of plastic to put down at the bottom to keep the stirrer
from beating your part out.
Yeah.
But you could even just make a simple mesh with some standoffs that it would just drop down in there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
You don't need a whole basket or anything. Well, this is going to have to happen. The pickle container is nice, but again, you don't get enough agitation. If you shake it too hard, you snap your parts apart.
Yep. So the reason I bought all these is I throw them in my resin. Because that's how I also stir my resin. So I'll put the whole bottle on top. And I stir my resin. But you have to get a good magnet. So if you throw one of these cheap magnet ones in there, it's not strong enough to spin because the plastic bottle has like that little raised part, so it can't get close enough to the thing.
Right. Borosilicate graduated beaker, 2 liters, $16.
Yep. I bought a whole case, the medical case, like where it's like of
5
liter,
sizes,
2 liter, 500 milliliter. Oh yeah, and I got like little tiny ones, and then I got graduated cylinders. So much quieter with the non-ribbed ones.
So there's a pack of 6 Pyrex ones for $100.
Yeah, this is a Carter Science. But yeah, where's a resin print?
So that's the thing is I've got right now I just have a photon, so it's not printing giant things.
Yeah, that's why I like that thing. That was perfect for the Prusa SL1 because it's about the max size I was printing things with.
That's why I was thinking like a liter would be the best size for the beaker at most, because then you get a lot of agitation, a little space for everything.
Mm-hmm. See, once you add the object, it no longer has that, but it's spinning all the water around it.
Yeah, you don't get the cool effect.
Yep, you can if you get it low enough in there and you have a big enough beaker. But all the water, you can see all the, like when I'm watching, like all the water is turbulating around it like crazy.
Ooh, here's a 7-piece PTFE magnetic stirrer set with the little bar or a little rib on them for $12.99.
That stopped the magnet from spinning.
So there's another reason why you'd want to put a little mesh print down there, right? Because it's going to suck it down.
Yeah, it is a vortex. So, yep.
But essentially, that's what the SL1 create, or the CW1 creates, right? It just creates a vortex.
Yep, that's it. That's why I decided to do this, because when my CW1 stopped working, like I had to pull the limit switch out, and I would shove the limit switch underneath the machine to depress it, to use the weight of the machine as the depression part. Hey, look, I properly hollowed that one. Oh, there's all the water going inside. There's all the water coming out.
So for 85 of the Canadian dollars, not including taxes, I could have a 2 cleaning system one. So I'd have 2 beakers, one for cleaning solution, one for water. And then the extra stirrers, right? So you can just have them in the jars. You don't have to reach in there to pull them out.
Yep.
And the magnetic stirring thing. Maximum stirring capacity of 3,000 RPM or 3,000 milliliters. So
that's insane when it gets that high. Like I'm still at half. Like you do not want to go past this on this beaker.
Do it,
because it'll just go over and out. Like the cyclone gets insane. But when you want to get the magnet out, you just take something metal and then you can drag it up the sides.
Yeah, that makes sense. Use another magnet or grab the bigger screwdriver.
Yeah. So always drop it in from the side, and don't have the magnet near you when you do it. Yeah, that was my old. I found any cheap way I could. What's up, Michael Cassell?
I like the idea of that. That sounds like a good alternative. Because, let's see.
And what's nice is once I get it in the distilled water, I'll just take it off the distilled thing and I'll put it in my curing station. Because it needs to be in water anyway for the best cure. So
it's $300 for an Anycubic wash and cure station.
Correct. And if you get a Gigantor, like a Phenom or Saturn or whatever, you just get a bigger jar and a bigger stirrer.
As long as your size isn't going to outpace the... But it says it'll do 3 liters. So, and even then, that's at like prime vortex. I bet you it'll spin like a 5-gallon jug of water with a big stirrer paddle in it.
Yeah, and then
just
make the
fine.
big paddles. Yeah. I wanted a solution, and the thing is, you could probably design this cheaper. Let's see what's inside.
Oh no, it's pretty cheap as it is.
I know, but if you've got
like $30,
if you got an LCD screen, an Arduino, and a magnet, and you 3D printer, you could probably make what's in here that makes the stirring happen.
Yeah, exactly.
The washing station does cure that's why they call them the Cure and Wash station, but I don't think it cures as well. I really had issues with the
turntable based turning and stuff.
Yeah.
I use I've got a nail curing, one of those little like nail salon curing things, because most of the prints are small enough you can just slide them in like a little oven, like a little pizza oven.
Well, they make razors for it on Thingiverse. If you go on Thingiverse, they make like little domes you can put on to make it taller.
Yeah, I just put it on top of a cardboard box.
It's called a magnetic stirrer. I mean, but if somebody really wants to get crafty, you can easily design this thing.
And the only thing is they, like with the curing stations, they don't have as many. They're using LED curing lights, which don't necessarily put out as strong of a light as like the compact fluorescent style or others. And they don't have as many, I think. So that's why they got to rotate and. Interesting. Interesting.
Take the button off. Oh wow, they actually like attach the button correctly.
It's got a set screw.
Yeah, they actually attach the screw to it, which is not very common.
Yeah.
Usually you'll buy one of these things and it's like, oh, whatever, afterthought. Oh yeah, yep. It's a servo motor with magnets on it.
Well, that's all it should be, right? It just needs a potentiometer to vary the power.
Yep, that's what it has, potentiometer right here.
Yep. Like you don't even need electronics. You just need
if you got a spare like motor
power control,
3D printing.
Maybe you'd have to run that through a driver, wouldn't you? You'd better off to just use a regular.
Yeah, you can use Arduino.
Just a 12-volt motor.
Could do that. I think this is a 9-volt motor. Yeah, 9-volt, 1 amp.
My only thing with some of that stuff is you buy a power supply for it. Like if you didn't have the parts sitting around, by the time you add a few things to it, you're getting so close to the purchase point, and then you got to build it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just 2 earth magnets.
Yeah.
Poorly glued in there. With a little set screw. Look at that. So you can set the height.
Oh, there's a $50 coupon currently available for the Anycubic wash station, so that makes it
$250.
$250. Still, $85 for this other solution, and you can
adjust the size to what you need.
Well, and you've got 2 different cleaning containers with it, right? Because I went with the $16 ones because I just saw them. I just added them into cart to see price wise. I'm sure if you did more searching or did a AliExpress, wait 6 years.
Mm-hmm. The world's simplest thing.
Yeah.
So many fun ways. And plus, you get a resin agitator. At least I do. I definitely use it as a resin agitator. Certain bottles I can't because they dome the bottom so much it won't spin.
Mm.
But if you got a friend that works in a lab, you can just be like, "Hey, bro, hook a brother up." Yeah, Anycubic wash station uses a NEMA 17, which you don't need a NEMA 17 motor. That's kind of overkill for spinning something. Spin me right round, baby, right round. Yeah, and you can turn it to a record player if you want in the future.
You really could.
Since it's controllable. I want to listen to Iron Maiden really slowly. Now we just need people designing the little things to put down at the bottom.
Well, you could easily mold that little peanut into an impeller design.
You could make your own propeller.
Yeah, like if you just wanted
to Prusa one.
That's like a you're like every time you watch a YouTube video, they're always showing like the Formlabs like impeller, the printed thing and everything. Trying to compare it to FDM.
There we go. Back together again. Oh, minus the button. There we go. Okay. Well, let's see how much it is in American dollars. I don't remember spending much.
Probably 15 to 20.
Let's see. Magnetic stir. $30. $29.80 for the same one I have.
Yeah.
There's the hot plate one. 1,000 milliliter stirring capacity, 5x5 inch hot plate.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I didn't look
leather
for any of the
bottom.
ones with the hot plate design, but there's the heating one. That was $100.
This one's 60. Oh, here's a fancy one. $50.
Is it the one with the arm on side of it and everything?
They all should have an arm because you can use them to hold Erlenmeyer flasks.
Yeah, or a thermometer or anything you want, right?
Or a test tube. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh. 2,300 RPM max stirring capacity, 3,000 milliliters, also known as 3 liters. Ah, the cross-shape stirrers for extra power. Ooh, only lab LED digital hot plate magnetic stirrer, only $220. Goes up to 280 C.
Dude, there's one. It's called this Heathrow Scientific. It's got 3 liter jar, and it's all built into one. Oh, you drop it on top. It looked like it was all built in as one big thing, but it comes with all the little extra doodadders, and it's only and a pipette, I think.
I have a bunch of pipettes.
That's handy for something.
Yeah.
And it's $120, 115, sorry. That's fancy.
Beakers. Yep. Here's the kit. It's $15 for a 50, 100, 250, 500, and 1 liter. Here's the Carter Scientific set that I bought. It's $20 and comes with a 50, 100, 250, 500, and 1,000. $20.
Yeah, 50, 100, and 250 is $15. The bigger set that has 50, 100, 250, 400, and 600, 25.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I just think if you were to get if you get the size you need, unless you want to be science man,
liter
right?
is about right for most products that you have.
I'd say,
grab my liter beaker,
because you don't want to necessarily put more than a liter of IPA in there either, because then you're just dirtying up a liter of IPA.
Yeah. So this is a liter beaker. That's literally the majority of prints will fit in there.
Especially off a build plate like this, right?
Yeah. And again, the max capacity is a 3 liter. So, I mean, that's 3 times.
Do you imagine putting one here? I'm just gonna set this on top of here, and
yeah. So this is they grow exponentially. So 500 milliliter to a liter.
Yeah. You know what? That wouldn't be too bad for a Saturn washing station. 3 liter.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't have to buy a round beaker. I mean, you can just buy a Pyrex rectangle.
You have to buy. You just use a baking dish. I already have the dishes.
Yeah. It is the amount of IPA you have to put into it.
And actually, you know what? The funny thing is I have those plastic. I have the container already that has the lid. So if you use the ones that have lids already built into it, you could get the same kind of kitchen style that the
Prusa uses.
Ooh, yeah. Let's figure out what the hell those things are actually called.
Micro Swiss sent me an email. Oh, their new M2 nozzles. Their version of the Nozzle X/Vanadium.
Yeah.
Apparently they're on sale.
Yeah, a glass lock container that was deeper. Boom, here we go. There's a Starfrit lock and lid plastic 2.6 liter for $10. So you put a liter of IPA in there with your little magnetic stirrer, and when you're done, you seal her up and you don't have to mess with it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really matter what you're stirring. they say glass because obviously it's for science things, but it'll just wear the plastic a little. What to do?
Technology. Let's see here. What makes a good magnetic stir? Absolutely nothing. I mean, it's just a magnet on a motor. Two magnets on a motor. They're just flip the polarity. So one's north,
One
one's
push,
south,
one pulls, ever as it goes.
and that's how these stirrers are. They're just one side's positive, one side's north, one side south, and it takes off. The only thing that's better in the nicer ones is they add the heated plate, which is nice for certain things. Get away, fly. Fly flew in the house again today. I have not taken care of that. And of course my fingers are sticky, so that means I probably got resin on me. Leader of Llama? I'm surprised Llama's not here.
Leader
He's
of
the morning
Farva.
kid.
He was on earlier.
Oh, was he streaming?
Yeah. Oh, man, there it is right there. There's the answer. Buy the largest Ziploc twist lock containers that they make, right? Those nice plastic twist locks. Boom, pop her on, open her up, do your thing. This is a thing now.
You do not need heated for resin cleaning. It does help a little bit, but I don't really I just clean it for longer in the IPA. So, and I still use a toothbrush. My first thing is going to the sink, a little bit of warm water to soften the supports, break all the supports off. I have a little dunking station where I dunk it in IPA and rub it with a toothbrush, and then I throw it in whatever cleaning station it's got to go in. So
the medium-sized container, okay, is 946 mils.
Yep.
Okay. I think it's a 2-pack of them. Yeah, it's 2 of them for $5 on Amazon. And you'd have everything that would just hold liquid. No, those would hold the IPA in there from evaporating, no problem.
Yep.
Have one of water, one of IPA, or simple green, water. Boom, boom.
What's cool is if you had multiple stirring setups, you can just take the printout, put it in the next stirring setup, close the lid, turn it on.
That's what I mean. If I have multiple peanuts,
yeah,
I don't have to take them out of the container. That's just messy. Don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I have one with my cleaning solution, one with clean water, and all I do is pull the printout of one, drop it in the other. And if I did a basket insert, then it would be real easy just to lift and transfer.
Yeah, that's what the Prusa station has. It's got a metal food basket, and you pull it out, it prints in it. You take out the metal food tray, and you put in the new one, and put it back in.
Yeah.
So
the only thing with those food trays is it doesn't seal at all.
No, they made a cover with a silicone pad on top.
And then people have made, Joel did that video where he did that one that somebody's designed a locking station for it.
Yep.
But this is again, why reinvent the wheel? This is right here. This is food safe. It stores your food. This is exciting stuff. Magnetic stir. That's the link that I'm using, and that link I can't type because that's way too big. There you go. But if you buy those Ziplocs, for $5, you could buy a bunch of them and have multiple water cleaning stations.
Yep.
It could be round 1, dirty, round 2, cleaner, round 3, a little bit cleaner, and now we go into water.
Water.
Do detergent, IPA. So I when I was doing the water washable resin, I would dunk it or spray it down in IPA because the alcohol will push off the water, and then the IPA evaporates nicer than water does. I probably wasn't cleaning my prints enough because I think I had water spots, but they were probably just resin spots.
Wash, rinse, sanitize. All right. On that note, it is now lunchtime. I didn't think it was going to be that easy to fix that CW1, but it was. It was literally printing apart and cleaning everything and putting it back together again.
So again, there's another plus for it. It's a simple design for repairs.
Yep.
It's not
Just
super
watch your
complicated.
fingers because the edges are sharp.
Yeah, yeah. It's some cut metal.
Yeah, you just need 2 containers, Henry. 1 stir, 2 containers, and multiple peanuts. Are all magnetic stirrers, the actual stir part. But
Yeah, and the
yeah.
peanuts are dirt cheap. You can
Yeah.
get a full set
And
for
they last
$10.
basically forever. So one
Well,
is slightly discolored from using it in with the Monicure resin away because it's got a slight color tint to it.
the only thing with these Ziploc containers is the bottom isn't flat. It does have a little bit of a lip, so it would you just have to turn up the power a little bit on the magnet to get it to spin just as fast, I think.
Possibly. The issue with the magnets is if you want to get them started slow and then get them to high, because if they aren't already spinning, the magnet moves too quickly and it can't pick up.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, if we're talking like the thickness of the glass is probably similar to the thickness of the rim that's
and
on
the
this
bottoms
thing.
aren't flat on the glass either. They're all no, they are flat actually. I keep forgetting they have to be flat because they are used for heating.
And for science.
And yeah, for science. That's why I like having them. Like there's a whole station of
Science
and test tubes and science.
So when somebody comes downstairs, you're like, this guy is not only producing meth, but he's manufacturing the product to make the meth.
Yeah,
with his printers.
I make my own no-dos or whatever they use. I make my own sinus thing.
Cool. Well, it's good hanging out, Chris.
One stir. Yeah, it was good hanging out. So yeah, Henry, you can buy just 1 stir. It's just easier to have 2 stirs and 2 containers because then you just never take the stir out of each container.
Well, I mean, you don't need 2 stirring machines.
Yeah.
So you buy 1 stirring machine, a package of peanuts, the peanuts we're calling them, and then containers, and you're gold. And I'm gonna totally do this now.
Let us know your experimentation.
Because if I use the Ziploc ones instead of fancy beakers, it changes the price to $61.
$61. Well, you can also buy the cheaper beakers.
Yeah, but I like the idea of keeping the containers closable.
I know. I normally just pour them out. Like right next to them over there are containers to put them in.
I don't have the space. I don't have you took over more of the basement than I have.
That's true. I only gave you the part under the stairs.
Right. 1 corner, and then that's it.
Yeah, I have half of a basement. Like there's
and they're PTFE magnetic stirrers.
Yeah, they have to be.
Yeah.
They don't react with chemicals.
And they don't stick to stuff.
Yeah, and they clean easily because nothing sticks to that PTFE. Oh, unless you heat it, but you're not going to get to fucking. You're not going to be putting plastic on them. So just don't go above 260. Yeah, most of the medical stuff's PTFE or PEI, which is funny. A lot of that stuff is. And PEX. Canadian pesos. Yeah. All right, on that note, Jordan, get some food. I'm going to go get some food. Chat, go get some food. Might be back later. I don't know. One of my buddies wants to go fishing today, and I still wanted to clean some more. I want to take apart some equipment down here and put it in the trash on Monday. So
clean
making room. Yep. Adios, amigos. I'm hitting the disconnect button.